Hey everybody, welcome. What is going on? This is really exciting. Excited to go live with you guys here. We've got our friend Dhruv and a really fun webinar. We're going to be talking about MEM versus MBA, Masters in Engineering Management, and also um, MBA, Masters in Business Administration. So hopefully you guys we're going to learn a lot. We're going to wait just a quick second for people to join, to log in, to hop on, to get this conversation started. So grab some chai, grab some coffee, whatever. Drew, what are you having?
Grab some fruity.
Some mango fruity. Yeah, yeah. So welcome. It's a Wednesday evening here in America. I know Thursday morning on the other side of the world. So we're going to wait just a quick second and let some other people hop in and join this fun conversation. Drew, how's it been back to work for you after the holidays?
It's been good. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak to everyone. It's definitely good to return back to work. Um, so yeah, and
And
it's been
Drew,
about a year.
where are you tuning in from?
Where am I? What?
Where are you tuning in from? Where are you at in the US?
Oh, I'm in Orlando, Florida. Uh,
Yeah.
in the world
So
of
theme
Disney,
park world,
Disney World.
Disney or Universal Studios, all the fun
Mhm.
stuff's there in Orlando.
Yeah.
SeaWorld. Cool. And I'm here in Dallas. And so, again, welcome everybody. This is a fun webinar. We've done some really cool sessions and videos with Drew before. Really helpful. And this is going to be really helpful for you guys. Welcome to Chai and Coaching. If you guys are not new to Chai and Coaching, we love helping international students and professionals be more successful in their cross cultural journeys. Yeah, consider subscribing. I want to help you guys out. We're going to share some great details. We're going to break down some basics, courses, costs, job opportunities for MEM and MBA, and then take your guys' questions, do some Q&A at the end as well. And if you guys can hear us okay, if everything looks and sounds good, give a like on the video to let us know everything is good to go. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Dhruv, go ahead and introduce yourself, buddy.
Yeah, so my name is Dhruv Panchal, and I am 27 years old. I completed my Master's of Engineering Management in 2019 summer from Duke University. And ever since, I've been working in the defense industry. I currently work with Northrop Grumman. It's an aerospace and defense industry. And I would like to take this opportunity to share my experience and background with everyone um, about what is a good. We picked this theme because I was getting a lot of questions after the previous uh, presentation, that a webinar that I made with Rob. And so I just outlined a few points, and I hope that it can help everyone who needs some key pointers. So this is about MEM versus MBA, and
Awesome.
yeah.
I've shared Drew's links. If you want to connect with Drew on LinkedIn or Instagram, be sure to check with him there. He sometimes will help answer your questions. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And so, Drew, what's the basics? Tell us about the basics of MEM and MBA here in America.
So MBA is traditionally, it was introduced in the 1890s by first started by UPenn Warden. And MEM is a relatively newer field. It started after the 70s and the 80s, and it's starting to compete with MBA in the fields of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and MEM. I would consider is like an MBA for engineers, or like I wouldn't say a baby MBA for engineers, because some course curriculums can get pretty intense. Not 60 credits like MBA, but definitely depending on the university, it can get pretty intense. So I just would like to break some myths about MEM, and why you should be encouraged to do MEM. I'm not promoting MEM, neither am I promoting MBA. I'm just listing the differences, and then I would like the candidate to make a fair decision based on their own requirements about what is the right fit for them. Is it MBM or is it an MBA? If at all they're interested. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so MEM curriculum includes so the curriculum that I had when I was in Duke, we had 4 core electives and 4 um, electives that we can pick from. The 4 core electives includes usually marketing, finance, management, and intellectual property in high tech industries. And then the remaining 4 electives, you can choose from the field that you want to go into. It could be anything from supply chain to consulting, product management, etc. An MBA it could include a broad range of subjects like economics, marketing, accounting, finance, corporate strategy. Um, it takes a longer time to complete, about 2 to 3 years if you do a full time, 2 years full times, 60 credits, versus MEM is 30 credits. So it's half that of MBA usually. And a lot of MBA graduates usually end up going into management roles, mid management, if not upper management, or lower management. So that was the basics of MEM and the basics of MBA. Um,
Great. Before going on, thanks for sharing the basics. For you guys tuning in, let us know in the comments where you guys watching from, and we'll do some Q&A at the end. But we'd love to see where you guys are watching from. Tell us in the comments. And Dhruv, go ahead and tell us now about prerequisites.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll answer them at the end of the video. So regarding the prerequisites for MEM, um, it's pretty holistic. It's similar to an MBA. You write an SOP, your personal statement. It could also be essay-based questions based on the curriculum of the university, based on the requirement of the university. Uh, they might have 2 to 3 essay-based questions discovering your motivation and inspiration about why you're doing what you're doing. Um, it is LO. There is also LOR, 2 to 3 LORs from your faculty members or someone you closely work with. People who come with work experience, definitely your direct project manager, your direct manager, direct supervisor. Um, then there's your GRE. So currently, because of COVID-19, the GREs are waived, which is creating a lot of competition for fall 2021 intake because more people, everyone from fall 2020 is trying to go to fall 2021 because of the deferment. So, but that's another topic. The prerequisites include the SOP, LOR, GRE, GPA, and an optional essay. If you have a gap in your employment, or if you have some negative thing in your undergrad, so any backlogs, that classes that you have failed, and you can explain that, you can justify the reason behind. So that is also very important. For MBA, the prerequisites. So for MEM is usually 0 to 2 years. For MBA, it is 3 to 5 years. On an average, it's 4 to 5 years for all the top universities, um, Ivy Leagues and non-Ivy Leagues. So MBA people, MBA candidates usually are already at a junior managerial position before they apply for an MBA. MEM students are usually at an analyst positions before or after they they work. They clear the MEM program. So for MBA, you need the GMAT versus MEM, you need the GRE, which is a key difference. Um, yeah, so, but as of now, it's waived. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of this period and applying if because GMATs are a little bit tougher than GREs um, because they have the analytical reasoning section uh, and the graphical analysis. So yeah, a lot of MBA colleges do accept GRE, but the GMAT is made for the MBA. So yeah, so those are the prerequisites.
Fantastic. Now, once you get accepted, you start studying. Dhruv, tell us about the skills that people are going to gain studying either an MBA or MEM.
So people usually the people who come to MEM, they come from a science or engineering undergraduate degree, versus in an MBA you come from all variety of degrees. It could be liberal arts or liberal sciences, for all you know. The skills that you gain are pretty much, so it's more about problem solving, communication and presentation, leadership and organization, when it comes to MEM. Also in MBA you cannot use those skills, but I see a lot of MEM graduates going to product management, which is a really budding field. Project management, consulting. So Case in Point by Case in Point is a good um, book for people who want to go into consulting. People also go into supply chain and operations, and also recently people are going into data and business analytics when they come out of MEM. So especially people from software and IT backgrounds. For people from non-software and IT background, they end up usually in operations and supply chain, or I am an exception. I went into the defense industry, uh, which is not usually the norm for the MEM students because of international the visa criteria. But um, yeah, so and for an MBA, the skills developed are much more. You have a lot more diversity than an MEM. In an MEM is usually Indians and Chinese. For an MBA, there's usually more diversity that I've seen, because and people with more work experience. So there are more case studies, and as what I've read, heard, and about my friends from MBA programs. Um, so yeah, those are some key skills gained. And with an MBA, you have you're empowered more because of the role and the position that you'll get as soon as you graduate, to utilize your managerial skills, like leadership skills. Versus for an MEM, you have to wait until work for a few years and then you'll get a chance to utilize them.
Awesome. One thing I want to share with you guys real quick before we talk about employment opportunities is our Chai and Coaching newsletter that we send out periodically. If you guys are not subscribed, highly recommend it. I'm throwing that in the comments for you guys. We send out great tips, some kind of behind the scenes stuff, opportunities, articles, everything that's going to help you guys be successful in your cross-cultural journey. So in the comments, check out that link if you aren't subscribed to the newsletter. Would love to have you guys get that and help you guys out. It's another way for us to serve you guys and just share some helpful information. But as we continue, Dhruv, you're doing great. Thanks for sharing this. I'm excited to do questions a bit later on. But let's talk about the employment opportunities. That's one of the biggest questions and concerns for students is, if I'm going to spend all this money, if I'm going to spend all this time, I'm actually going to get a job and be able to earn some dollars, especially to pay off those student loans. So yeah, what's the job scope? What are those opportunities for careers for these 2 degrees?
So so the employment opportunities for both of them are pretty wide, pretty widespread. There's a very high range, especially more so for MBA, versus for MEM, it's usually in industrial management, high tech management, or R&D, technology entrepreneurship. Um, I know a lot of people who a lot of people got into Amazon. Amazon is having a job boom, and Walmart. Um, some people in Facebook, but these are people who have computer science as their undergrad degree. So a lot of people are going into analytics, and for when it comes to an MBA, students usually, when they graduate, they end up in mid-manager or like mid-managerial level positions. So they end up becoming program managers, project managers, engagement managers, functional managers, or project managers. So, and they also, MBA is usually done for, I think, 3 main reasons. One of them is career shifting. If you're trying to shift from a career A to career B, which are completely opposites or different, then you're able to do so with an MBA. A lot of people also do it for a steep jump in their salary. So MBA is usually steeper than an MEM. MEMs are usually like maybe 15 to 20%. MBAs could be a lot more than that. Also, if a lot of people do an MBA for entrepreneurship, if you want to start up your own business, if you have an astonishing idea that can make you millions of dollars in the future, if you fully get an IPO, then that is a route. MBA in entrepreneurship or could be a good route. So people go into economics, banking, marketing, strategy, or even like investment banking, but that's too intense and extreme. Only oriented for people with finance interest, strong finance interest. But in general, like MBA students end up in metro cities, in the northeastern United States or the West Coast, the Bay Area or the New York City area. Right now, Austin is an upcoming city, right? A lot of new opportunities. Elon Musk might be
Mhm.
moving there, so
Yeah,
a lot
Austin
of
and
new.
Dallas are the other big tech hubs here in Texas for sure.
Right, right. And I think they're the new tech hubs after, I mean, the clone tech hub of the Silicon Valley.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people ask me about if they should do an MBA based on the location, like in the big cities where there are more jobs. So like maybe if they want to go into biopharma, then maybe Boston or New Jersey is a good field. If they want to go into energy, then Houston
Hmm.
is good. ExxonMobil and Chevron and whatnot. Obviously for tech, it's the Silicon Valley. And so on and so forth. So I think location does matter, and also the faculty of the faculty in the university and the research and development that they infuse. And some people want to go into entrepreneurship. You look at incubation.
Hmm.
The incubation opportunities, like Stanford has a great incubation opportunity, but
Yeah,
obviously it's super tough to get into it. But um, yeah. So that was about when it
the
comes to
employment.
salary. I don't want to, give out explicit numbers, but if you're looking at obviously like tier one universities, it's usually a lot higher, like about 120, 130, whatever. Um, it's a jump from your undergraduate salary, and if you're definitely an international student coming from India or elsewhere across the world, then it is definitely a good ROI. There's definitely a good ROI for people from outside. They take student loans from India with about 8 to 10% interest rate. You can usually pay it off within the first 1 or 2 years. Um, if you want to get rid of empty your bank account savings, but there's definitely a good payoff. So I highly recommend, if you want to go into managerial field in the industry, then either one of these two are great ways to go about it. So
So we were talking about ROI, the investment and the return. So let's
mhm.
talk about some of that investment. How much time is it going to take? How much money is it going to cost? And that'll help people kind of calculate that ROI value.
Right. So I'll give you. So for Duke, it was about $58,000. It's a 2 semester course designed to be in that way. That's the duration and cost. People usually do it in 3 semesters with an internship in the middle, so they can take advantage of the internship and then land a full time job in their internship. So and also something to do with the OPT and STEM. For a lot of other universities, it's 2 years. MEM, Purdue, University of Southern California, Northwestern, Johns Hopkins, NYU, Ohio State, or UT Dallas. So it's usually about 2 years. But some universities offer it for 1 year, and I highly, highly recommend. I finished it off in 1 year. I was out. I was unemployed for 9 months, 2 semesters, and I got back being employed. I think I would highly recommend people going for a shorter period of time, because you save time, and then after that time is done, you get a higher pay as soon as you graduate. So that way, you will save more money and make more money. Um, and I mean, these are the costs. Usually, Northeastern has a 2 year program. Uh, each year is a $30,000, excluding room and board. Um, I'm not. I'm only talking about tuition and fees. And Yeah, MBA is usually obviously a lot more. MBA for NYU is per year $70,000. So for 2 years, it's going to be $140,000. $140,000 for 2 years is a big amount. Uh,
Yeah, that's very
yeah,
expensive.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and usually a lot of people do MBA when their company pays for it. I know company reimbursement, for example, Northrop Grumman pays $10,000 per year as an educational reimbursement. Outside of that, you have to pay out of your pocket. Um, Other companies might pay more. Raytheon, I know more about the defense industry, but Apple also covers your tuition if you have it passed on by a manager. But outside of that, that's why a lot of people are motivated to pursue an MEM versus an MBA, because the tuition for MEM is a lot lower. Also, MEM is more analogous to like masters in management information systems, or masters in management, or masters in business analytics, masters in data analytics. Um, these kind of master's programs. So masters in project management. So an MEM could, I wouldn't say replace, but it is very similar to these other programs, master programs. And the MEM programs, it's highly customizable by 50%. So you can customize it to whatever industry you want to go into. It's not true for the research-based masters, like masters in electrical engineering or masters in chemical engineering, where you have to write a thesis towards the end of your masters, and it's very specific. The classes are already very specific. Um, so these are the advantages of
Awesome.
both the programs.
And lastly, to talk about the course content, I know you
Yeah.
mentioned a little bit before. Is there anything else you want to add about the course and curriculum and differences there?
Sure. So, like I said, 30 credits for an MEM versus 60 for an MBA. Course content for an MBA is over a period of 2 years. 60 credits for full time. Part time could be 3 to 4 years. Um, the course content is, and with MBA, I also am talking about the management science and engineering from Colombia and Stanford. Um, so it's course content for MEM is a lot more quant based. Um, Columbia and Stanford is highly quantitative based. Um, Cornell the MEM program is held by the civil engineering program. Johns Hopkins is focused more in biomedical engineering. Um, Duke is more business oriented. Um, Purdue is more industrial engineering and operations research oriented, along with Texas A&M. Um, so, I mean, I know more about MEM because I've done it. A lot of MEM students end up, after a few years, they end up doing an MBA in the future. I might do it too in the future. I don't know, but let's see. Hopefully, the company pays for it. So
That would be nice.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, unless I specialize too much in this current role that I'm in, and then I want to go steer in that direction, then that's a separate story. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I would like to ask anyone if they have any questions.
Yeah, we can transition. I feel like Drew, you've shared so much. Thanks so much, buddy. So yeah, we want to do some Q&A. So if you guys have questions who are watching, go ahead and throw those in the comments and we'll start fielding those. I'm going to share some links for you guys. Hopefully that'll work out. Let's see here. Yeah, that was a little bit messy. I might do it again, but we've got our Chai Coaching newsletter. Would love for you guys to be subscribed to that, and then you can connect with Dhruv and I on social media as well. Yeah, for you guys, it's Sankranti, Lori,
Happy
Pongal,
Sankranti and happy Lori, everyone.
all the spring festivals, the harvest festivals there in India. So yeah, it's fun. I miss celebrating those back in India. In Delhi, we'd be dancing around the bonfires and the dole playing. And, Pongal was really fun down in Bangalore. So, and Sankranti in Hyderabad, we'd be flying the kites. But
oh, you should get Sankranti in Ahmedabad, where I'm from. I'm born
yeah, Uttarayan, right? Is what they call
that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mumbai
So
and
famous.
Ahmedabad are really nice. It's a sky lit up with kites and the lanterns in the nighttime. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, we got some good questions here. So thanks for the wishes. First one, I can actually throw it up here. Is it compulsory to do MEM only from a reputed college?
No, I mean it's all based on your strength, right? The more I mean MEM from any university is good, but if you it all depends on the curriculum structure of the university you're applying to. So even if you're applying to a very reputable university, but the curriculum is not based on what you want to end up, which industry you want to end up in, then it's of no point. But yeah, it's obviously good to study at a good university. So work hard. It's okay to be ambitious. Work hard and for your GRE, SOP, LOR, and then you get in. I saw a question.
I'll say too on this. More important than the college ranking and reputation is actually the course ranking. So better to go for a higher ranked MEM program, even if the college isn't a top 10 college. Focus on the course ranking over the college ranking, because that's where you're going to get the most out of it.
Yeah. Is GMAT accepted for MEM? So MEM.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah, I saw that other question too, which I'll answer.
Here we go, found it. So yeah, is GMAT accepted?
Yeah. So Lokesh. So GMAT is not accepted for MEM. I mean, but you can still, they might still consider it, because I personally think it's tougher than GRE, but other people might not. But GRE is the path of least resistance for MEM programs. Yeah.
Sounds good. Someone's asking about Canada. Do you know anything about MEM in Canada?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
So Waterloo, University of Waterloo might it's a good engineering university in Canada. The one of the best ones I know about, and UBC, University of British Columbia. So they don't have the direct MEM program, but there are courses structured similar to MEM, like Masters in Business Analytics or Masters in Management, etc. But most engineering colleges, because MEM program it falls under engineering schools, not under the business schools. So most engineering schools will have a variation of an MEM. And Canada is a good option for people who want to get a PR quicker than the US. So that's also a good place to go to.
Yeah, Canada has definitely opened their doors even more now to international students with some of the new laws and regulations.
Yeah.
All right. Programming. Do people have to do programming with MEM?
No, only if you take an elective where you choose a programming class, like any machine learning or deep learning coding class, front end, back end. So depending on what class you take, but the general core electives do not have programming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Do you know about this consortium in MEM? Does that make sense to you, Drew?
Oh yeah. So MEMPC. Yeah, that's a really good point. I was gonna talk about that. Thanks for bringing that up, Sheldon.
Good job, Sheldon.
Masters of Engineering Management Consortium is a group of 9 universities. uh, where they were the first one to start the MEM program. Duke was where it was first introduced, um, and these 9 universities are prestigious for their MEM programs. I already listed a lot of them. Few of them I did not list were Tufts. So Tufts is in Boston, and that is known for its information systems and information technology programs. Um, MIT is one of them, but you need 5 years of work experience for MIT. Dartmouth, which is extremely selective for their intakes. And I already mentioned USC, Purdue, Duke, Johns Hopkins, etc. But Northeastern is, also welcoming a lot of students. How's
So
the
yeah,
MEM program in Northeastern? Oh yeah. So I was going to talk about Northeastern. So it's a 2-year program in Northeastern. It's really good. Um, although um, I know I would Northeastern is good in a way that the location is good. It's in Boston. So if you want to go into bio pharma industries right now, the healthcare industry is booming. Um, Obviously because of COVID. So medical devices industry, I worked in medical devices for 3 years. I could easily go back in the industry. So for that, Northeastern is good too. Um, it's in Cambridge, in Massachusetts. So, but yeah, there are definitely other good universities, but you should weigh your options.
okay. Sounds good. Well, we're going to do a few more minutes of Q&A. Keep those questions coming. If this has been helpful for you guys, give it a like and thumbs up, like this video to say thanks for
Mhm.
Dhruv
And
sharing his information. And
before before we like I and the call, I just wanted to ask if you have any questions for me, like please ask me specifically what exact question you have. On If you want to email me on my LinkedIn or Instagram, if you're more specific, then I can answer your question in a better way. So what are the
here's a good one from Abhishek. What are the pitfalls and common mistakes we need to avoid while doing MEM?
um so the pitfall and common mistake would be to not apply for jobs from, like, after the end of first semester. So as soon as the first semester ends, you get you get a taste of the university. You see how it's like, the international exposure, cultural shock. If once all of that is absorbed, I would highly recommend start tailoring your resume, cover letter, um, and start applying for jobs. I think is the market is going to accelerate in 2021 and 2022 after the vaccine is out, and people are starting to um, the unemployment rate is going down slowly. So start applying. Do not take it for granted, and be very proactive with your resume, job applications, and be resilient.
Great. Anurag, he's asking, he's confused between MEM and industrial engineering, something you've talked about before as well. So they're doing a bachelor's in mechanical, have domain of electrical mobility. Which program would be maybe a better fit, or what
I
would you
think,
suggest?
based on your experience, obviously, I think industrial management makes more sense. Um, the domain of electric mobility, maybe industrial management, or something with electrical and computer engineering department, or uh, a program in that would be, unless, I don't know if he wants to go into a technical route or the more managerial route. I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering too from NJIT. I completed that in 2015. Worked in medical devices for 3 years. But so yeah, I think industrial or electrical, or yeah, electromechanical, mechatronics, robotics. I think robotics, masters in robotics in Carnegie Mellon is a great program. I have a friend who took that. You could consider that too.
Awesome. Awesome. Drew, do you have any knowledge about product managing at John Hopkins? Any friends that go there?
So I know about the Johns Hopkins selection process. It's pretty easy. They don't require an SOP. They don't require GRE. So it's just a simple application. Um, I, I'm not sure if it's known for product management, but Johns Hopkins is the number one biomedical engineering university in the country.
Yeah,
It's
it's more
known
science
for,
and medicine.
yeah, it's more healthcare, biomedical, biological. Even though COVID-19 data is taken from in Johns Hopkins University takes that. So um, I would recommend for product management, Northwestern, Duke, USC, Johns Hopkins is good too. But you should know which university is known for what domains, and apply accordingly.
Sounds good. Just got another fun question. What are your thoughts on doing a PhD in machine learning? Is that a good decision?
I mean, I definitely think it is a good decision, although it's not like super relevant to this presentation. But the previous, I think you made a previous presentation about machine learning with
We've made
someone.
a few
So,
videos, yeah, with one of my friends, yeah.
yeah, so I think I'm not the best person to answer that, but machine learning, blockchain, and artificial intelligence are all great fields to be in right now in the 2020 onwards.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we've made a few other videos with my friend Raj, who studied machine learning at UC Berkeley, and now he works at Microsoft. So check out those videos on Chai and Coaching. He talks all about the course curriculum, job opportunities. He's a machine learning engineer right now, and so he gives a lot of great tips about that. So that can really help you learn more about machine learning. So we'll probably hang out in 1 or 2 more minutes. Any last questions for you guys? I've enjoyed everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out and joining Dhruv and I today. Any last questions you guys have about MEM, MBA, or studying and working here in America? Dhruv, you should tell everyone what you're going to be having for dinner tonight.
Yes, I was making pav bhaji right now, and it just took me a little bit more time than I should while for cooking it. And I make sure to use amul butter in it, otherwise the taste is not the same.
Classic amul butter.
Yeah, and yeah, so after I'm gonna have a good meal after this. Hopefully, if everyone's questions are answered, I want to make sure that no one feels left out. There's one more question.
Shivam is saying, is MBA in the US good for international students? Are they able to get good jobs after the MBA?
Oh yeah, for sure. MBA is good for everyone, international or local. It's good for everyone.
Yeah.
The only setback is a really high tuition and a longer commitment. 2 years, 60 credits versus 30
Yeah.
credits for MEM. So yeah.
And most MBA in America is considered non-STEM. There are some STEM MBA programs, but that's another factor as well for the 1 or 3 year OPT. We've also recently did a video with my friend Gautam. He did a dual master's. It was a dual MBA and MS Business Analytics at the same time, so that he could get the STEM credit. But he shares a lot about MBA jobs. So yeah, that'll be helpful. But yeah, I agree. Like job opportunities are great. But yeah, it's a lot more investment with time and money to do the MBA here in America as well, compared to a different master's.
I'm sure that dual program must be expensive, but
But worthwhile, if
Mhm.
you're willing to do it and you want to learn those things. So
Mhm.
my suggestion is always do what you're passionate about and don't chase a paycheck. So,
Right.
if it's worth it, you're going to make it worth it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, Dhruv, thanks so much, man. This has been so much fun. Any final words you want to leave our friends with today as we're wrapping up about MEM and MBA and just your experiences?
Yeah. So I just want to tell everyone to not be discouraged by this, by the pandemic, in applying to universities. I think fall 2021 is a great time to study. And when you come out, it'll be 2 years or 1 year after. By 2022, 2023, the industry will be a lot more. It will have already come out of a minor recession. So please don't be discouraged and apply to the program that best fits your curriculum. It's easy to get steered away by the brand and prestige of a university, but keep in mind that it's a learning institution. So uh, all the universities are great as long as you can learn out of it.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew. This has been a lot of fun. Enjoyed hanging out with you tonight, buddy. And yeah, everyone give a big like to this video to say thanks to Drew again. I know over in India, enjoy your festivals, Sankranti, Pongal, Lori, Uttarayan. You guys have fun. We're missing that for sure here in America. And yeah, at Shine Coaching, we want to help you guys succeed in your cross-cultural journeys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Be sure to subscribe. Connect with us on social media. Subscribe to our newsletter as well. And we want to help you guys thrive, have a great experience, accomplish those goals. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time at Shine Coaching. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.